Hey lovelies, it's Heather here. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot today's video. Oh god. I can't even get over this. Okay. uh, yeah, I was just laying here and doing some things and decided to shoot a video, and I've been trying to figure out how to hold the camera and stuff, and then I was like, okay, that kind of works, and I was like, not really, but okay, I'll work with it, so. Anyways, um, today or right now in this moment, I guess you could say, or whatever, it's like I'm kind of stressing about stuff. I'm trying not to too bad, and that's like every day, because every day that's what people want out of you. Every day people want you to stress about them. They want you to worry about them. They want you to worry about their feelings, about their perception, their way, and all this all the time. And like that is something that like has taken me like 30 years, to just kind of be like, no, if you're not worrying about me, if you're not worrying about how I feel, if you're not worrying about my time, if you're not worrying about my stuff, if you're not worrying about my words when I articulate as plainly as day as I can to you how I'm needing you to behave or act for me to feel safe or secure or a certain way, and you're not willing to do that, I mean, yeah, it's okay if you're not willing to do that. That's fine. That's your choice. That's your decision. You're your own person. You're your own human being. You choose how you behave, whether you realize it or not. And so, if you want to behave a certain way, then okay, by all means, go and do it. But when I slam the door shut, or when I just gently even shut the door and I'm like, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not putting up with this type of behavior. Or I'm not putting up with this action that you keep taking towards me. Or I'm not putting up with any of this. And yeah, I have the luxury right now. Some may see it as a luxury, because of me, having downtime, if you will, or whatever, because I'm not working and stuff. But it's not really like great downtime. It's not like I'm sitting here and, I have $1 billion and I have a car, and like I'm some rich brat and I can just go do what I want to and have fun and go hang out with people and go, places and do things, no, I'm stuck here, but at the same time, it is what it is. I'm doing what I can, and I'm also taking this time, to refocus and realign myself with what I need done in my life and stuff, and the type of people that I need to surround myself with, and all kinds of things like that. And it's like everybody, it's like, granted, I don't have a bunch of fans, and granted, I don't have a bunch of friends. I don't even have any friends. I don't consider myself as having any friends, or if I do, it's my daughter, it's my cats, and it's my dogs. Like, that's my friends. Like, legit. Like, I don't consider myself as having any friends. I consider having people that I talk to, or that I hang out with, or that I have talked to, or that I do hang out with. And God, that cord's getting on my nerves. But so that's where I am with that, because I know that if I get closer to people, which is what everybody wants, because everybody wants me to, be like, this is my friend, so that way they have that status, or this is my boyfriend, that way they have that status, or this is my so-and-so, or this is my that, and everything. So that way they have that status and that important role in my life. And so that way they can tug at me anytime that they want to. That way they can kind of pull me in and reel me in and use, it's all this emotional manipulation, if you will. And I just can't. I can't do it and everything. And, I can't. And so, like, basically, I'm just kind of shut off from everybody, because I'm having to heal all the damage that's been done to me. And then I'm having to figure out and, like, realign myself, like I said. And so, even though I don't have a lot of people that's like chasing after me or anything like that, I have a few people that kind of. And then, because apparently the reputation that got out on Facebook because of this guy that I was willing to, take into account as a possible suitor, if you will, like a possible boyfriend figure, and everything. Because, like, I just kind of, when you kind of fall for somebody, you're like, hey, they're cute and they're sweet and all that. And that's kind of the way that I was, and it's dealing with this guy named Honest, but at the same time, I kept my wits about me. And even though I kept my wits about me, my heart's still tied to it, and my heart still took damage from it. And it took damage from the whole situation. But the thing is, with Honest, is like, beforehand, I was like, dude, haven't I seen you on Facebook before? And then, like, okay, for instance, on one of his photos, I can go to one of his photos and it has like 25 likes, and there's 2 people that I can't see. Now, you tell me why in the hell, when he lives all the way over someplace else, and I live here, and we've never supposedly been in contact before, and none of our people supposedly know each other, and supposedly this was not any type of manipulation on his behalf or his behavior or whatever. Why the hell are there 2 likes on his photo and I can't see the name of the people that liked the photo? Now, granted, it may be their settings, but I've liked people's shit before and then blocked the person, or the person blocked me, and I can still log into another account and go to their public Facebook page, or not their public, but go to their Facebook page and see the shit that they got out publicly. And so it's a public photo that I liked 3 years ago from my regular account, and yet they've blocked me, or I've blocked them, but yet as an outsider, I can still see that like, and I can still see my name whenever I hit, to see how many likes and shit like that there is. It's like, it doesn't take a genius to figure this shit out. And so with me not knowing who 2 people are on his photo that loved his photo, I'm like, was this all just a setup dealing with one of my 2 exes yet again, And that's the thing, too, is one of my exes, for as far as I know, which is my kid's father, he is back in fucking prison. And if I'm correct, which I may not be, he may be out. Don't hold me to it. I don't give a shit where he's at. Don't care. Don't care at all. But last time, he was like, well, if I go back to jail again, he's like, I'm going to get prison time again. He hasn't had prison time, at least not a lengthy amount, in a really long kind of while or time or whatever. And he was telling me flat out, whenever I was trying to be nice and trying to let him see our kid, even though I realize now that I shouldn't have, because he didn't earn that right, and he had no respect for me whatsoever, and he's never going to have any respect for me, just like he's never going to have any respect for any of the other women in his life. He doesn't respect his mother, his grandmother, any of the 4 women that he had children with, or even any of his 4 children, and he will not respect even if he has grandchildren one day. He's not going to respect them, because his respect is mainly in him, in himself. And he's always going to be like that, because he doesn't know how to grow past. He doesn't want to. He doesn't care to seek the knowledge. And so he wants to stay stagnant in that self-absorption, and everything. So fine, okay. But anyways, so last time I seen him and I was trying to be nice and let him see our kid and everything, he's like, man, if I go back, he's like, I'm going to get 4 years. I'm going to get 4 years. Well, last I heard, he got locked up sometime within the past 6 months or a year. So if he was correct and he wasn't lying to me, then he's probably at least got 1 more year, if that's with good behavior and him getting out. That's if he's not in there actually for 4 years, and has to serve the whole entire length of, the sentence or what the fuck ever, which I don't even know what his sentence was, because I ain't given a shit to look it up. I really don't care. It is what it is. That's his shit. That ain't nothing dealing with me. But with Honest, and dealing with the fact that I seen him before, and I remember seeing him before, and I remember being like, you're because of him. Because I thought that he was coming after me to talk to me, because my ex, my kid's father, and his name's Adam. I'll give his first name. There's nothing wrong with me giving a first name. But Adam has a friend that's around here in this area that used to not be from this area or what the hell ever. And then Adam's always, I have eyes and ears everywhere. I have connections everywhere. I have eyes and ears everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, he just used to hammer that in my fucking head when we were together. And I was like, oh my fucking God, just shut the fuck up before I kill you and you don't even have any eyes and ears to fucking talk about. Like, it used to irritate the shit out of me. And I would say kind of, stuff like that, not directly to him, because he never angst that out of me. He never said anything out of the way to me, so I never said anything out of the way to him, and we just kind of bypassed each other for as far as talking angrily, about things. But, so, anyways, so he has this friend that's around here that's not from here, basically. And you know that saying that you're only like 4 people away or 5 people away or some shit like that from knowing everybody in the fucking world. And then that's the thing too, even with Jennifer and EJ, the girl that I technically fell in love with, this past year and everything. Jennifer, her last name, where she's from, I know she's not from this area per se, but she's in this generalized local area. And then my grandfather on my mother's side had like 7 damn brothers, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, are you? Aren't you? Who are you? I'm like, are we related or are we not? Because sometimes I look at her and I'm like, we have to be, because just, she looks even she reminds me of my grandfather to a degree, like his side of the family and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I feel like I've seen her before. I feel like I seen her when I was a kid. I feel like we met when we were little itty bitty girls, just one time over at my grandfather's house. Now, this may be a fucked up memory. Well, I know it's not a fucked up memory because my mother somewhere has a photo. Yeah. Where would it be? Let's see. I don't think it's in an album. I don't even think it's in one of those, that's what it is. It's in one of those old flip ones, like, back in the day, like, they'd have the Polaroid almost, and so they'd make albums that was just these little flip books. And so I think it's in that there's a photo of these people that came over and they had 3 kids and everybody was like fucking blonde-headed as hell, I remember. And I remember when I met them, I was just like, shit, some more blonde-headed people, because I was treated like shit because I'm olive complected considered in my family, and I have dark hair, and I'm the only brunette in my family, in all honesty. Like, legit, I'm the only fucking brunette. And everybody else is blonde or redheaded, except my grandmother that I'm living with now. She may have been brown-headed when she was little, but I think she was even kind of blonde when she was little. So basically, I've been treated like shit because of it. So whenever I met these people, I was like, great, more blonde-headed people. And there is a fucking photo of them sitting at my goddamn grandfather's house, and everybody's all blonde-headed and shit. And I swear to God, I think I remember, meeting them and seeing them. And I may have even met them and seen them more, but there's only one time that sticks in my memory. And so, it's just a bunch of shit. And the biggest recommendation that I can give is, Pierre XO has a video that he talks about bullying. It's not the one that he did most recent, like, 2 days ago? No, 4 days ago? Because that one didn't even upload, and that was supposed to be a live stream, and it failed or whatever. But, they're just type in Pierre XO and type in bullying, and it should pull up the video. And he talks about how people, get in this situation where they might even be in my situation, which is what I feel that I'm in, where it's like, oh, I can't talk about nobody. Oh, I can't say nothing about nobody. Because if I say something about somebody, then they're going to go and tell all these other people. And everybody's going based upon what they're told by all these other people. And so everybody's kind of come together as this wave of shit, basically, to just throw on me and to just cause problems and all kinds of stuff like that. But then I've read into narcissistic personality disorder and shit like that, and it's like the backlash of trying to make you look like you're insane and like you're the narcissist and shit like that. Let me tell you, narcissists do not have a problem taking a shower every fucking day, okay? Like, I'm sorry, I've been around narcissists, and I've never seen one have a problem with any type of personal care or personal hygiene habits whatsoever. Instead, they will step over you, they will crush you, they don't care if you're their fucking kid, they will jerk your ass out of the fucking way to do what they need to. You know, they have no respect about it or what the fuck ever. They'll snatch your ass up, yank you by your goddamn hair, you know, and be like, get out of my damn way, I need to brush my teeth, or I need to put my makeup on, or I need to fix my hair, or I need to. So if somebody wants to think that about me, then by all means, go right the fuck ahead, but take your ass out the goddamn door while you're fucking doing it. So anyways, and I've lived in the same goddamn town my whole fucking life, so that in itself is just, you know, it's a lot to take in and everything. So, and then the two guys that I've been with, and then, you know, like everything dealing with everybody and all this, you know, hatred and shit that goes on in the world and everything. But in Pierre's video, he talks about how, you know, you get pretty much to where you're stuck in a cage, you know, and you have to play that part. You have to keep your mouth quiet. You have to not shit talk, because if you shit talk, then you might not ever get another job here or there. Basically, you get ostracized. You get treated like, you know, you're just outcast by everybody. And that's even what I'm starting to fucking wonder about my damn W-2 form, because I had a job. I had it for a month before I came and lived here, and I have not received my damn W-2 from it. And it's been 2 months ago, you know, that I should have received it. And I've been here 3 months, actually. I was thinking about that the other day, but my mind hadn't caught on because everything, all the stress that's been going on this past month. But, anyways, so, yeah. So, for 2 months now, I haven't received my W-2. So, I feel that that is even possibly because of some bitterness or some hatred. Because I didn't call and quit my job. My job didn't even call to be like, hey, where you at? Hey, you coming into work? Hey, we miss you. And if they would have, because I'm battling such low depression, or I was so low at that time, I probably would have been like, yeah, I'll be there in a few minutes, and I probably would have showed up and persisted on and carried on and tried. But nobody did that. Nobody called. Nobody gave a shit that I didn't show up to work. And basically, like, I was hired in, and it's like, oh, you're going to be this great person for us. And then I'm hired in, and then they assign me one area, and I'm like, okay, well, it takes me like a whole month, but it literally does, to get used to something, okay? Because of all the traumatic shit that I've been through in my life. I am constantly on fight or flight, like, you know, I'm constantly, basically, you might as well say paranoid. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out how everything is working around me, who I can trust, how I can trust them, if they're going to help me, if I need their help. Because I'm sorry, there are people out there. There are people out there, and I know there are people out there because I've lived with them. I've seen it firsthand. That they will fucking watch your ass catch on fire, basically, and they will just stand there, or they will walk out and not do a damn thing to help you. So I am very aware of environments when I walk into them, and it takes me a long time to focus on, hey, I just need to do my job and do what I'm supposed to do instead of focusing on everybody around me. But I have to get used to my environment, and it takes me a long time because of all the shit that I've been through. So anyways, I was placed in this one position, and I was like, okay, and I was like having to relearn. That's the thing too, is like I'd worked this position at 2 other jobs, and this job is completely different than the others, and all jobs are completely different in the minuscule little habits that they have, or rituals, or whatever, and you're having to relearn that, you know, and relearn the way to do it and everything. And so the boss was in one day, and he seen my nervousness, basically, and instead of, you know, just kind of, you know, being like, it's okay, you know, or here, or let me show you, or something, it's almost like he was just like, no, you know, and he's just like, well, you want to try something else, you know? And I was actually very appreciative that he was like, you want to try something else that you feel more comfortable with? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not, you know? And so he put me on front, and I was like, well, this this is okay, you know, like, this is okay, this is good, you know, and stuff like that. And I was like, I can do this easier, I know. But under that circumstances, and then just all kinds of other shit, and people, like, it was just a lot. And so the girl that I fell in love with last year, her dad, the company that he works for, those people come in there to that place every day. And they always came during my shift. Now, whether they come in other people's shift, I do not know. And so it was just a constant reminder of this girl every time I seen these people. And I was just like, holy shit. And so I'm sitting there and I'm dealing with my own stuff. And it's okay. It's okay. It's nobody's business, whatever. Or it is people's business. It doesn't fucking matter. But when you feel like you're being targeted, when you feel like people are just doing shit to irritate you and you're trying to tell your brain, no, they're not. No, they're not. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. And you're trying to stay calm, but your anxiety is red flagging every fucking thing, because that anxiety is the very thing that saved your fucking life when you were a child. And sorry if you don't like the way that I'm holding the camera. Like, I don't even necessarily like it that much. But, so anyways, it's the very thing that red flagged, you know, as a kid, that kept you alive. Like, literally kept you alive. Like, kept you from not getting beaten so bad that you may have not woke up. It's hard to overcome. And so I've just been pretending that I've overcame all this shit all this time. And I haven't. And I can't. And I'm not going to until I walk through the emotions of it. And because I'm walking through the emotions of it, nobody wants me to, because then that makes them have to, in return, maybe walk through their emotions. Or to shut down like I did and just go on with their lives. And that's fine if that's how they want to handle it, but I don't want to be around them if they want to shut down and handle it that way. I need people around me that have healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, and are healthy within themselves and trying to do that for themselves and fix themselves in that way and in that aspect. And so it's just been a whole lot of shit. But anyways, so back dealing with Honest, this guy and everything, 2 people blocked. I'm wondering, you know, and I remember him, and then EJ, the girl that I fell in love with last year. Me and her did not date. We did not have a relationship. We were friends. That's it. I remember seeing her before. And every time I see anybody in this godforsaken fucking town, and I'm like, you look familiar. Or even if everybody's answer is always no. And you would think that, you know, I'm supposed to be like, oh, okay, I'm just an idiot. Oh, okay, I'm just a moron. Well, when I was like 12 and I woke up to this level of, some of these people look familiar, you know, like I feel like I've really seen them at family gatherings or out at, you know, amusement park. I mean, I've been living in the same goddamn town, too, is another thing. So, rationally speaking, I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path of, you look familiar, I know you're so-and-so, you're blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, and maybe it's the mass majority of the world, everybody wants to have the anonymity, I guess, you know, of, no, I don't know, you know. And so that's what would happen when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, you know. So from like age 12 to age 15, nobody knows anybody. Nobody remembers anybody, you know. And so I'm just like shrugging it off. Well, then, 15, I meet my first time boyfriend, you know, like real boyfriend, which is Adam. And 16, you know, and 17, you know, like I'm pregnant, you know, and I give birth to my daughter. Now I'm bumping into people and they're like, hey, don't you remember me? Hey, I'm so-and-so's. Hey, I know your dad. Hey, I know your mom. And I'm like, yeah, you look real familiar. Yeah, I think you do know my dad. Yeah, I think you do know my mom. Yeah, I think you do know my grandmother. And then I'd sit there, you know, and if I seen these people more frequent, I guess you'd say, So like a week, or a week's worth of time. So like 7 times, after they finally, or hey, you look familiar, and they're back at me. Where before, when I was 12 to 15, they're like, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. And so then I reached this age, where, and I guess it's because I had a baby or something. I don't know. And everybody's like, yeah, you're Ronnie's daughter. That's my dad's name. But anyways, they're like, yeah, you're so-and-so. Man, you look exactly like, and all this and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, and after I see them like 7 or 8 times, I'm like, my memory, because my short-term memory is shit, but my long-term memory is good as fuck. And that's another reason I get a lot of people hating me. And so it'll ping in my head after seeing them, 7 times frequent within like a month or two. And I'm like, didn't I see you about 5 years ago and ask you if you knew my dad, and you told me flat out no, that you didn't know who my dad was? Or didn't I ask you, or didn't I, and they're all, no, 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 and all this. And they're all, well, yeah, well, maybe. And then I get a bunch that's like, well, yeah, well, maybe. Well, I mean, I do remember seeing you when you were younger, but and it's all these excuses and everything. And so I'm just like, okay, well then, coming into 2019, and a bunch of people being like, oh, Jesus Christ, how do you not understand? But, so anyways, and there you go again, another person wanting my attention, and I just gave it to them, and so they better fucking appreciate it. But any goddamn ways, sorry, like, it's so draining. It's so fucking draining. It's so draining. And I know that I put myself in these situations, but at the same time, I don't know. But anyways, so back to the whole living here and family and people and knowing people and this and that and blah, 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 and everything. I just feel like it's all this big wave of, like, fuck over, basically, because if people see something that they can take from you, basically, if people see something that they can take from you, and they have the opportunity to take it, they will. It's even like my cat Tiger that went missing. He went missing for 2 damn days after I seen a white bobtail drive down the road that morning that he went missing, and I hadn't realized he was missing yet. Seen a white bobtail drive down. I haven't seen a white bobtail since. And my cat has not went missing a day since. Why did he go missing for 2 days and now he's back home? Now you tell me that. You tell me what the fuck my mind, what the fuck anybody's mind, when your ex-husband drives a fucking white truck that you last know of. Now, I'm not saying that he does. Now I have no idea. I haven't been in contact with him. I don't know what the fuck he's driving. But over a year and a half ago, right when my daughter was taken from me, he told me that he was driving a white truck. A white truck has been, the bobtail has been driving up and down the fucking road here where I live probably about 2-3 times a week, maybe. Or, well, maybe not that often, but at least once a week, it seems like, or once every 2 weeks. So I've been here 3 months, so there's at least 6 sightings. And one sighting was the day that my damn cat went missing. And then my damn cat showed up when it was the darkest outside. He showed up at 11 p.m. and he showed up at the front porch. Now you tell me where the fuck my cat was. And people might be like, oh, it's just a cat and it's a mating season and all this shit. Okay, if it's mating season and all this shit, for starters, he's fixed. For seconds, why hadn't he ran off again? I've had male cats before, male cats that aren't even fixed, and male cats that are fixed, because my other male cat is fixed. Okay? You tell me why the hell he hadn't ran off again. Why the hell he ain't been missing for days again. Because usually, once they found a female to run off with, they keep running off with her. They'll run off 2 days, and then they'll come home 2 days, and then they'll run off 2 days, and then they'll come home 2 days. He's been home ever since he showed back up. He ain't left. Now you tell me what the fuck my brain is supposed to make of that. You tell me what the fuck my brain is supposed to make of Anas having a damn photo up, and two people that have loved his photo, I can't even see them. And yet, me and him are never supposed to have had any type of contact, much less our friends have any type of contact, so on and so forth. Like, you tell me what the fuck is going on. Like, legit. And then even dealing with EJ and her dad and everything, I'm like, wait, haven't we been over here before? And I'm like, wait. And, like, part of me was like, are we fucking related? You know, and that's like, you know, the thing and everything. And then I'm like, shit. And that's the thing, too, is maybe I do live in some bumfuck world that's almost as bad as backwoods Kentucky or something, where everybody wants everybody to stay within their family, you know? Like, even though it's the extended generations, you know, or the extended, you know, oh, well, let's push everybody to marry their, you know, their 13th cousin fucking removed or what the hell ever from this side of the family or some shit. And that's fine if that's the way that everybody here where I live wants to do it, but I guarantee you that is not the way that I'm going to do it, and that sure as hell ain't the way that my daughter's going to do it. And for as far as I know, me and her father are nowhere near related, and if we are, I swear to God, I will do like a fucking check on everybody else from here on out to make sure that I never, ever sleep with somebody that I am blood related to that is just, you know, just a few down the fucking line. Like, you better be 25 fucking cousins or some shit down the damn line for me to even contemplate considering dating you. Like, legit. And so I feel like I've seen EJ before. I feel like my dad was friends with her dad. I feel like I've been over to their house even before. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. And then the fact that my attorney was the attorney when my parents got divorced. He wasn't supposed to take on my case. He did take on my child custody case. Then he basically lied to me. And then to ask me who Stevie is. Stevie is my fucking cat. And then to be treated like a goddamn whore, basically, I feel like is what's going on. Because if you weren't there with me and you didn't see that I wasn't fucking someone, like, this is the retarded mindset that I feel like I'm dealing with, basically, is if you weren't there to see that I wasn't fucking someone, then, you know, I must have been fucking them, or I must have been fucking somebody. Like, I feel like that is legitimately what the fuck is retarded in these people's minds that I'm dealing with, or that they're trying to kind of insinuate about me and shit. Because if they can't have my pussy, basically, then they're mad, and so they gotta act like somebody else is having it. Because basically, I mean, think about it. If you're a woman, anyways, like, that's what you have to offer the world, just like a guy has his dick to offer. Basically, we're both almost equally kind of coming up in the money range of things over here in America, but we're still pretty far back. But still, we can bring money to the table. Women can bring money to the table. They might not bring as much as a man, but they can bring money to the table. And so basically, when you kind of cut it dry and everything, what do you have to offer? A woman has a vagina, you know, or a vulva, and a man has a penis or a dick or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But basically, that's like, you know, primitive. You cut it down to nothing, and basically that's all you have to offer. You know, if you strip away everything, if you were to strip away every materialistic, you know, thing or what the fuck ever, what do you have to offer? You have that, and you have your soul. That's basically it. So anyways, I just feel like there's a whole bunch of shit kind of dealing with that, because I was asked who my cat Stevie was. Weirdest fucking question I've ever been asked in my whole damn life, in all honesty. Because when I'm like, hey, my dog was chasing my cat, you know, and I'm telling you the whole story, and you're not even listening to me, and you don't even hear me saying my dog was chasing, well, I did say my dog was chasing Stevie. So I gave Stevie his name. I didn't say Una was chasing Stevie, even though it was Una, or no, it was Clarabelle, that's right. Well, they both kind of did, but Clarabelle's the one that made him jump 3 foot in the fucking air, and it was hilarious. But I'm just trying to say that I couldn't even say that to my daughter without my mother being like, don't talk about the animals. Shh, Don't talk about the animals to her. And so I'm trying to tell my attorney that, and he looks at me and he's like, who's Stevie? You know, and I'm just like, my cat? My cat. Stevie is my cat. He's a cat. I have 11 years of fucking photographic and video evidence to prove that he is my cat and his name is Stevie. Like, it made me so mad. And then even when I went and tried to kind of talk to somebody, and I had Eddie with me one day, this person's like, who's this? And I get that maybe that's just a normal question, but from my past experience with my dad, because my dad, in my dad's book, I am a whore that will fuck everybody except for him. Basically. Like, basically, I'm a whore that will fuck everybody. Like, this is his mindset. I will fuck everybody except for him. So that's his mindset, because his mindset is very, very closed and very, very small and very, very narrow. And he is set in it. He is living in it, and he stays in it, and he's like a fucking hermit crab or something with that shit. And so that's what his mindset tells him. And why it even tells him that, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck I apparently did. Maybe something that when I was a child, and I honestly don't remember it, or I've blocked it out. And nobody talks to me about it, so I can't explore it if nobody talks to me about it. And so I don't know. I have no fucking idea. So, there's that. But any fucking ways, so, I'm coming from that mindset, you know, that's how men perceive me. Well, you'll fuck everybody, I reckon, except for me. You know, this little pouty shit that everybody gets on and everything. And even the fucking teenager that I tried to get to come and help me move my goddamn furniture, he's on the same fucking pouty ass shit. Well, I guess you'll fuck everybody except for me. But hey, I'll move your furniture for you if you fuck me. Like, no, I'm not gonna fuck you just to get you to move my goddamn furniture. I'll burn the shit in the goddamn yard and just leave it there before I will fuck you to get you to move it. I'm sorry, it's not the way I work. You know, like, no. I'm not gonna pay you with my pussy to get what I want out of life. It ain't gonna happen. Okay? If my 30 years of living and me being as broke ass poor as what the fuck I am hasn't got that message through to your head already, then I don't know how much more plainly to put it, son. Like, end of subject. And so any fucking ways. Back to like, God, I get so mad. Whew. But back to my dad, and that's his perception, you know, and that's like the perception that he pushes onto the family, you know, and all this, and all these men maybe here, I don't know, maybe that's what they're all worried about or something. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking understand it. I don't want to fucking understand it. I want to get away from it, but I want my daughter with me so I can take her with me so we can get away from it. And they took her from me, you know, and they've threatened me for years that they was going to, you know, if I would have got a job and I would have did this and I would have did that. And so I did do it because I have to. I have to do what I have to do. And they're going to have to get the fuck over it. And that's the way that it's going to be. You know, they're going to have to get the fuck over it. But anyways, so here I am, my dad, that's his perception, you know, so on and so forth. And here is this fucking attorney that's supposed to be representing me. And I say fucking not because I'm mad at the attorney. I mean, I'm irritated with him. But I'm not like he's a horrible piece of shit person that, you know, I condemn to the depths of hell, you know, if I was God or Satan. No. He's just doing his job, and maybe I'm perceiving him wrong, but yeah, I don't really, yeah, like, no, like, you know? And I'm just like, it's my cat. It's my cat. Stevie is my cat. You know? And then here's this other guy, you know, and he said it respectfully. He's like, but who's this, you know? And I'm just like, this is Eddie. This is one of my friends, you know? And I'm just thinking, why do I even have to answer that question? Because my mind overanalyzes everything, and I'm thinking, why do I even have to answer that question? But then I'm thinking, well, maybe because this is my case and I'm pulling Eddie into, he can sit here and he can listen in, and so therefore, it's like, oh, this is somebody that she trusts. And I want to be like, bitch, did I say that? Like, Eddie ain't even on my Facebook. You can ask Eddie himself. He's been on my Facebook twice and I've kicked his ass off, is the best way to word it. And I still reach out to him occasionally when I have, needed somebody to talk to, but then I always draw back because that's another thing too. Eddie, he's epileptic, so therefore he can't remember as much as other people. And I asked him, and he was like, no, there's no way that we've ever seen each other before. But I swear to God, every time I take the turn to his house, I'm like, I remember being in this car with my mother, taking this same damn turn, and driving in and meeting him for a split second because I else gave him something, like some money, or a DVD, or a CD, or something to borrow, because we were coming out that way anyways, and we have family that lives out that way too. And so I'm just like, I feel like I've seen him before, and I feel like it was a while back, and it was with my mom, and my mom drove us, and I think I was with my daughter, or I may not have been, or whatever, but I feel like I've been out there. I feel like I know him. And then that's the thing too, is the property on which he is living is my ex-brother-in-law's ex-wife. Yeah, figure that shit out. But it's my ex-brother-in-law's ex-wife's people's property that they're renting. And so it's just this sticky of everything. And maybe it's like that everywhere you go. I don't think so, though. I think it's because I've lived here so long. And I don't want this sticky glob of shit anymore, basically. I want to get the fuck out of here, and I want to take my kid with me and get away from the sticky, stuck in the mud shit. Like, I'm tired of, even if what I think I know is not correct, there is still a knowing of all this shit, basically, and so-and-so knows so-and-so, and so-and-so heard so-and-so, and so-and-so, and all this just, word vomit and everything, and I'm just like, I'm going to fucking, like, I can't. Like, it just makes me so mad. And so, anyways, I'm done. I'm just done with everybody. The only person I care to speak to, in all honesty, is my daughter. That's it. You can get butthurt, you can get your feelings hurt, you can get mad about it all you want to, but at the end of the day, the only person I care to talk to is my daughter. Now, if my nieces wanted to talk to me, they're more than welcome, and they know my phone number. But other than that, I want to talk to my daughter. But even at that, I've realized that I can't trust my nieces, because they're going to, they're following the same path, because that's what everybody does. Everybody wants to follow this same path because it's easier, and so it's easier to shit talk. It's easier to get stuck in the, because it's basically like a fucking fly trap, one of those sticky papers, And so it's like a sticky paper, and everybody wants to stick to it for some goddamn reason. And everybody wants to stick to it so that way they feel big and bad and bold because they're part of the all of it, And here I am just basically kind of being a little rebel and being like, hey, fuck you, and instead of them just being like, oh, moron, and that's the end of it, Instead they're like constantly, hey, moron, hey, moron, hey, moron, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want? And so then the sticky paper comes down, and it's like rolling after me, and I'm like running away from it, and I'm like, I thought I was a moron. Why won't you just leave me alone? Let me be a moron then, if that's what the fuck I am. And they just keep chasing after me, basically, and I'm just like, I just want my independence. Please, just leave me alone. Just stop. My ex-husband and his friends and his family members don't need to know where the fuck I'm at or what the fuck I'm up to. My ex, which is my kid's father, he don't need to know shit about me. Any of my exes don't need to know a damn thing about me. Any of my ex-friends, they don't need to know a damn thing about me.
My ex-landlord, she don't even have to know anything about me. Why? Like, I mean, I get that she's more recent, and stuff, but at the end of the day, once you are done with somebody, then doesn't that mean done? Once it's over, isn't it over? And so everybody wants to walk around on this huffy puffy big stick on paper and be like, yeah, I'm with everybody else and I'm done with Heather's shit too. And Heather's a shitty person and Heather's a horrible person and I fucking hate Heather. And Heather's so selfish and Heather's so mean and Heather's so stupid and Heather's so ignorant and I fucking hate Heather. And I'm just sitting here, kind of like, I hear it all the time. And I'm just like sitting here and I put on my goddamn ear muffs, and I'm just like, in my own little world, and everybody comes and tries to rip my goddamn headphones off, and then they start chasing me, and I'm just like, stop it! I'm just like, damn it! Stop it! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! And they're like, well, you're just too sensitive. Well, you're just too lazy. Well, you're just too this. Well, you're just too that. Well, you're just too... whatever their fucking excuses are. And I'm just like, okay, if that's what I am, then leave me alone. What am I doing to you to damage you? Like, is this video, for instance, going to be broadcast, across all the nations, on every channel in the whole entire world for everybody to see at this moment in time? And so I'm interfering not only with you, but with your beliefs and your children and their belief system and, and no, man, no, I ain't interfering with nobody. I'm doing me. And you need to learn to do you. And fuck off. And so go do yourself. Go take care of yourself. Go take care of your own shit. Go take care of your own damn problems. Don't come knocking on my door. And if you see me walking down the goddamn road, don't flag my ass down and be like, hey, there's sweet, kind Heather. Will you help me? Because I'm going to turn at you and I'm going to say, hey, wait, didn't last year you call me a bitch? Or didn't you say I was crazy? Or didn't you say this about me behind my back? And I'm going to call you out on your fucking shit because I'm tired of it. I'm tired. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, but I'm sorry, or I shouldn't have, or I wish I wouldn't have, or what the fuck ever your goddamn reason is. And I'm sorry, but I'm so tired I don't even care your reason. I don't even care you sorry. I've reached a point where I don't even give a shit. That's like when I took a damn Facebook name test and it was like, you are 312% asshole. You don't give a shit what anybody thinks. And I was like, oh, you know me so well. I was so proud of that. I was so proud of that. Because I don't. Because your opinion does not define me. And maybe I am going to go to hell. Maybe I am going to go to hell when I fucking die. But I goddamn guarantee you that my purpose on this fucking earth is just as fucking important as yours. It's just as fucking important. I am just as important as you or anybody on the face of the goddamn planet, whether you fucking believe it or not. Whether you're open to that knowledge or not. I don't give a shit. You want to be blind to it? Be like, no, you're not as good as me because you're not working. You're not as good as me because of the color of your skin. You're not as good as me because you're from America. You're not as good as me because you don't follow religion. You're not as good as me because you're pansexual. You're not as good as me because you're demi-romantic. You're not as good as me because you like dogs. You're not as good as me because you like cats. And I've heard it all, that I'm not as good as you because I don't take a bath every day, or because I don't brush my fucking teeth every day, or because I brush my hair a certain way, or because I don't use the fucking Cool Shot on the goddamn dryer when I'm fucking blow drying my hair. I have heard every fucking criticism out my goddamn ass in so much that I could turn it up, and if it was an actual thing, I could eat it like I was eating my own goddamn colon. I've heard it. And I'm tired. I'm tired. I just want to get my shit straight. That's all I want to do. I just want to get my shit straight. I want to get my stuff taken care of. And so that's what I'm doing. So back the fuck off. You focus on your damn shit. You get your shit straight. Leave me alone. I want to get my kid back. And I want to get the fuck out of here. But to do that, I have to have a car first. To do that, I have to get my health in check first. My health is pretty fucking kind of wonky. I gotta get my leg checked, because if I don't, I'm gonna have nerve damage for the rest of my fucking life. I have to get a vehicle. I have to get my kid back. I fucking have to. I have to find out what the fuck happened to my damn dog. I have to find out what happened to Bonsai. Dogs just don't disappear. They else fucking die or somebody took them. I need to know where the fuck Bonsai's at. I have to find Bonsai. I have a lot of shit that I have to do for me. For me. And it has nothing to do with any of y'all. Not a damn one of y'all. Just like your shit has nothing to do with me. Not a damn thing. So, I don't know how much more plainly to put it, but at the end of the day, all I'm focused on is what I have to do. I have to, like I said, I have to get to the damn doctor at some point in time, whether it's going to be before or after I get a vehicle, and how the fuck I'm even going to get a vehicle, I don't know. And before I can even do that, I have to find out why the fuck my W-2 has not showed up. I've done called, even drove up there and left a message with my address on paper for it to be taken back to the office, for it to be sent out to me. I've not received my W-2. I have to get a car. I have to get my health checked. I have to get my leg fucking checked. I have to get my heart fucking checked. I have no fucking medical insurance. I don't have any money to have any medical insurance. And I'm not going to have any money to have any medical insurance until I start working again. And I am not fucking working with my goddamn leg fucking shot any fucking more, because it has put so much mental anguish and stress on me, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, I'm damaging my own body by going to work, standing on this ankle, standing on this leg that is now fucked up because of the ankle, and now it's leading up to my hip, and I'm doing this to my goddamn self, all because I don't know anybody that's willing to take me to the fucking doctor. I have to find a way to get to the fucking doctor and have my goddamn leg looked at. Then, even the other night, I was laughing at my grandmother, okay? She come flying out of the damn, like, she's an anxious woman is the best way to word it. And she come flying out of the goddamn house to grab my cat, and I swear to God, she looked like a witch. And it just... it was fucking epic. It was hilarious. And I about pissed myself. I was laughing so hard. I literally come within a hair of pissing myself because I was laughing so damn hard. When I got done laughing and I was trying to catch my breath, my chest and both my arms were hurting. And so, can you die of a broken heart? You can look that up yourself and all kinds of shit like that. But having your feelings hurt repetitively does damage the heart because of the amount of stress that it causes. And I can't deal with that shit anymore. I took a risk even trying to like Anas and deal with him. And then everybody else is like, hey, look at me now. And I'm like, I can't, and I'm like, plus, I'm still, like, this just ended between me and him. Like, don't. And so I can't. But I have to get my health straight, and then I have to get my daughter back. I have to get my daughter back, and then we have to go and actually build our lives. And then, since she's the age that she is, she's going to be going into building her own life in the next few years. And she needs my guidance as much as I can give her, but also the freedom to be able to be. And she's not going to have that here, because I know. Because even though my sister was the golden child and I was the scapegoat child, my sister still lives here. My sister still uses my parents for everything. My sister and them are like this all the fucking time. They are close. They are tied. They are together all the fucking time. And I don't think my sister could ever pick up and leave and move because of the damage. I want my child to be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to. I want my child to be able to go all the way the other side of the fucking earth if she wants to, when she comes of age. I don't want to doubt her. I don't want to feed negativity into her mind. And I want her to be able to damn enjoy herself and enjoy her life because God gave it to her. And God gave me my child for that purpose. And I respect that. I respect God's decision to give me the one child that He gave me. And I respect my child as an individual being. And I always have. But I'm going to end this video because it's coming up on an hour. So I hope you enjoy. Sure as shit don't know what I'm going to label it. But I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Take care of your fucking self. Take care of your fucking self. As best as you can. And if you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody that can actually be compassionate towards you, and if you know how to respect it, that's the big thing. If you know how to respect it, then you can look me up on Facebook and you can chat with me. And I will be willing to chat with you and talk with you. But you have to fucking respect that I'm going to be compassionate towards you. Don't come to be some douchebag asshole. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Because if you do, then you're basically a murderer. You're basically somebody that is trying to hurt me, that is trying to damage me. Don't do that to me. Because I sure as shit wouldn't do it to you. And if you still choose to, then fuck you. And you are going to go to hell when you die. That's all I can say. Other than that, hope you're doing good. You know, keep putting your best foot forward. Keep trying. You need somebody to talk to. You need that compassion. I will talk to you if I have time. And I will answer you if I have time. And granted, I will never have time for, a bunch of people. If I ever get to where I have a bunch of people messaging me. I already have quite a few right now. But if I have time, and it doesn't interfere with my self-care, because my self-care comes first, then I will respond and I will talk to you. I believe that people can be friends, and that friends is compassion. Just because it's a girl and a guy, or a girl and a girl, or a guy and a guy, or who the fuck ever, and whatever the damn sexuality is, and the age, and all this shit and everything, it doesn't have to be about sex. I ain't had sex in 6 fucking years. I'm actually proud of that. Be coming up on 7 years. Here in the next, well, not in the next little bit, but still. So, that's where I'm at with my life. And so I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Talk to you later. Bye.